Hey there and hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Tina and I'm delighted to be here with you. This is a video series featuring our Midnight Garden workshop. This was what we like to call a top shelf workshop. We make it sound fancy like that, okay? It just means it has a lot of bells and whistles. Now, for those of you who purchased this kit and are in the middle of the series, I highly encourage you to go back and watch video 1. These videos are going to best serve you watched in order because we're building on different types of tips, tricks, and techniques that I'm sharing as I go. If you are catching this video and you like what you see and you're interested, at the time I filmed the video, we did have a few of these kits left. So check out the description or hop on over to the creatingwithyou.com website and look for the Midnight Garden. All right, here's where we are. Let's dive in. We are on layout 2. These next 2 beautiful pages of these 6 pages, I grabbed my layout 2 die cuts. These were in your lovely little case. Okay. The other thing you can see here, this is the done layout. We're also going to need those stickers handy again, your layout 2 kit. And by the way, that is the price for all 6 pages there, not just 2. So this kit was $34 for all 6 pages. We brought it in at a sale. So I'm really excited that we were able to do that. Kind of a welcome back top shelf. Your antique rose bling that you got in your little case, you're going to need that as well. Okay, taking a look at the pages, it's all good things. Like the pages are just all good things. I love everything about them. We're going to be adding ink to today's. Now, this showed a little bit of ink that I was doing and I shouldn't have put it on there, and I caught it and I actually tried to get some of it off. It was the wrong color anyway for me because I wanted to show you this workshop with and without ink. All right, I'm going to grab my paper that has the die cuts laid out. All right, here we go. So all I did was take my die cuts out of that, and I actually meant to have my glue on these or my stems glued on these as well. But you're going to have some overlay pieces with these leaves. So your overlay pieces, I got glued to it. Okay, we're fine. You have 3. You have 2 of the same leaf, 2 of these, and then the big long one. And I'm just going to show 1 because, that's all you need. All right, so you're just going to take I like to just take my liquid glue and hit it. Now, you always hear me say during a lot of my projects, I use page protectors. And when you use page protectors, you need to trust the protector, but also you need to get your service out of it. It should save you some time on some of the things you have to do. Okay, so that one is down, and you're going to want to do that to both of these leaves. Okay, let's take a look at our other die cuts now. All right, you're going to have 2 of these blue flowers, and we're going to match these up with these in just a second. And then you're going to have, I'm going to try, hold on, sliding these up together. You're going to have these little bits. These are not trash. Those are the center of your flowers here and here. And one of the things that you're going to notice different about these flowers that we did not have in the last set is these are overlays. So you have these detailed overlay pieces. What I want to do is I really did want to have these done before I did the video, but I missed them on my page. So let's just go ahead and pop these on here real quick, and then we'll move them off to the side. I've already done my inking the same as I did in video 1. I did the thumping with the dauber on the blue. Okay, we'll move this one down. Let me just go ahead and do this one too. I know I tell you put it on the smallest piece, but I know where it's going, so it's okay. All right, here we go. That didn't take us too long. That liquid glue lets us slide it in place so we can be a little more kind of haphazard with how we put it down. Okay, there we go. Now they're off. Okay, now we can talk about, these little file tabs. You can leave these off if you want. They're so tiny, but they're fabulous. Okay, there you go. Just another little thing. All right, we're going to focus on the 2 white flowers. What I want you to do is see where this is going to go. So let's take a look at what these 2 finished white flowers look like. They're going to be like this. Okay, see that? That little thing goes in there. There we go. All right, I'm going to use the lightest brown, almond, which I had gotten out in the first video. This is, I think, my lightest brown that I have. All right. Let me grab the dauber for the almond because I had put that one back, I believe. There we go. All right, so I have a little dauber for some almond. And I just want to make sure that my foam is done. If you're using a brush or whatever, awesome. I really just want to focus on getting a little bit of color right here. That's it. And yes, I'm using brown right there. That's where I want my focus of color. I'm going to do this on both of them. Don't go up too high. I know it's tempted. This is a little high. There we go. That is all my inking for these two flowers, and then I'll show you them with the inking and without, and maybe why you'll be like, no wonder she wanted to ink. Okay, for this one here, this is the center of the flower. So if I kind of want to get, this is the very center right here. If I kind of want to get my inking where the little bits come out, I'm going to need to do a slight cheat on this one. And I actually really like this. All right, we're going to grab a pencil. And you want a very, very fine hand. Don't drag it against your overlay piece because you don't want to pick that ink up on that overlay. But this little line as I go across here, let me show you where I marked. I marked here with little dots, okay? Right here, here, there. And I'm taking it off. See my mark that I have? That's my ink line. I'm grabbing some of the brown gravy sugar plum. If you guys saw the first video, you will know that I had to find out which of my re-inkers would work to getting me close to what sugar plum was. But I don't have mulberry. I don't know what happened to it. I don't know if I didn't buy it because I thought it was just too close to sugar plum. I'm not really sure. So I'm gonna be using this. Okay, so now I have my dauber. Going right here on this line. Oh, I should have mentioned for your flower, you're on the light side for your flower. The light side. More. I'm not afraid of the color. More. See, I wanted this inking to be underneath, and on here I started putting it on the top. Okay, and now what I'm going to do is I want to spread it out just a little bit in those areas. So I'm going to start kind of going just up and down a little bit on it. I'm not re-inking it, just a little up and down. There we go. See that little line? See that little line of ink that I put in there? There it is. And now I want to let this dry before we erase our pencil lines. We're going to go ahead and do our two overlays on the ones that we already inked, the white flowers. And I mean, if you want to try to flip the side over, I give you pieces. What you make out of it, that's totally up to you. This kit took us 2 weeks of cutting. It was crazy. It's 2 weeks of cutting. There we go. Oh, yes. That little bit is going to give a totally different look to these little flowers. These were one of the ones I was looking the most towards seeing that little spot inked, because when I got done, even though I liked the flowers, knowing what I was going to do, I was like, oh, they look a little plain. It happens, right? All right, right on top. Again, just making sure it's where I want it to be. Okay, now we have these two little pieces here, and we want to get them where they go. There's a piece that comes up right here. Make sure that is, there we go. This piece right here. You want to glue this little dark piece on, but it needs to go above this line right here. Okay, so on top of this is okay, but it needs to be above this line. Okay, so I'm going to put glue right on this part right here. Okay, there we go. And then after I have that, I'm grabbing the little blue piece, I'm bringing it over, I'm making sure it fits in the little piece, and there it is. See, it fits in that little groove right there. All right, and we'll do it again. Okay. Okay, so now this has sat for a few minutes and I'm going to grab my eraser. All right, for those of you who don't know, I highly suggest these Pentel high polymer. And when I say I suggest them, I mean one. You only need one. It's going to last you a very, very long time. Let's erase our pencil line. I never use the erasers on my pencils that I buy. I buy cheap pencils anyway. I like decorative pencils, but I never, don't press too hard because it's going to take some of your ink off. All right, like if you go too hard. Okay, but I never use the pencil eraser. Those are just awful. They do nothing but smear things. Okay, now you can take a look before you put this on. Look at that pretty little inking that's going to be right there and see if it's enough for you. I actually think I want to come down right here. So you have that chance to take a look at it and see if you have enough. There we go. A little bit just coming down kind of towards those two petals at the bottom. There we go. All right, I'm going to put my glue on my overlay piece. And the overlay piece is the dark side up. I won't miss the two-sided cardstock. I think I've gotten to the point where I'm now used to not having so much two-sided cardstock, and when I'm crafting late at night, it definitely is a lot easier for me to not make mistakes when I'm using the other stuff, because I've gotten it on the wrong side on occasion. I still like the two-sided too. I kind of like everything. I think that's what's so nice about being able to work with so many different companies and so many products now, is that I feel like I get to choose the best of everything. This paper in particular, I was so happy to work with this company before the craft industry lost them. This is a photoplay paper. Man, I wish I had found them years ago. Their quality was amazing. Okay, there we go. I'm just going to clean off my tip. Oh, I don't have wipes out. I'm just using a baby wipe. We all have them by now. If you don't have baby wipes in your craft room, reach out to me. We got to talk. All right, there we go. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and put this on, preferably before it dries. Look at me over here, risking all things. Now, because this is so small, I want to start at the bottom, and I want to try to make sure that I get that overlay where it belongs. So play with it at the bottom, make sure both of these are done, and then you can work your way up. And then here's a little tip. Because you have ink, because we inked it, if you have any glue that is sticking out like I do not try to clean it off. I'm going to show you what happens if you do try to clean it off. It will become kind of like, see how it's like, you can see the little glue marks, and it's kind of like matted up in those little areas. You don't want that. Okay, so sit it aside and all good things. I am going to go ahead and add our little white piece just above. I need to get that off. I think that there was a little bit of wetness in that. It was right in the tip after I cleaned it. Okay. It sits right in there, just like those other flowers, right in the tip, just like this. And I love the inking on this. Look at the difference. But it would have been just kind of plain. I really love that added color, the depth of color. These ones are my favorite. Wow, the difference on these, look at this. That is a huge difference. Okay, so now we're just going to go ahead and put this aside, but when I say the little file tabs, it's going to be these guys here, okay? All right, I'm going to put the done pages off to my right, or my left, sorry, and grab our kit out. We have more pieces for this kit, but we are going to play decrease the pieces pretty quickly. All right. As you're going through and you are working with your pieces and you're working with your layouts, if you are doing pre-done pages, in other words, just like you saw, your pages are done without photos, I'm going to tell you where to leave gaps or leave things up. But my suggestion for you is when you're done, you take all 6 of the layouts, if none of them have your photos on them, you put them in the bag. Please make sure you keep your full page cover sheets. I have one right here. It's not for this one, but that's because it's underneath. You keep those full page cover sheets. You put those in there. You put your stickers in there. Anything you left off, you put them all in there so you can finish these pages when you are ready to use them. Okay? That's just a tip. All right. I'm going to lay out the 2 pages. All right, and I've lifted everything but the scallop. And we're going to put one scallop on the right and one on the left. Okay. All right, and these adorable little file tab ones. Okay, we are looking for the file tab one that has it to the left, the floral one to the left, and we have one pink one here and one pink one here. That file tab to the left on the left page. One of the wine colored ones with the file tab to the right on that page. All right, and then we're going to need one of the triangles, and these are cut specific. So this triangle here goes, see how it's all facing up with the flat edge to the right, is going to go on the right page. The one with the flowers facing up, flat edge on the left, is going to go on the left page. We're going to now do it with this one. Those beautiful flowers, right orientation. It has the flat edge on the left. It's going on the right page. This one here. Oh, is this one backwards? Oh no, I turned it around. That was funny. Okay, the one here, flat edge, goes on this one. Okay, and then we want one of the background pieces in the, look at that. Isn't that beautiful? It's like a wine floral. Okay, one on each page, a green on each page, and then you should have 2 of the wine and 2 of the floral left to go on the right page. We're going to take the right page and move it out of the way. We'll bring it back in shortly. Okay, let's play with some pieces and look at what we have here. All right. Here we go. This is our left page of this layout. We have this beautiful cluster, so many details, and a lot of this is found on the sticker sheet, so we're going to check those things out. But what I really want to focus on is the beautiful layers of paper, and none of them are full cuts. So perfect example here on this one. You see here we have the dark green in the back, and then we have the wine at the bottom. We're going to flip that on the other page, but instead of needing a full sheet of paper to do that, a great way to maximize, and I did not need to do this for this. I actually really love this look. I do mixed photo mats. I do all of it. It really does add, it adds so much because it allows you to bring in more color. And that does so much for you. But this is a wonderful paper saver tip for these paper packs now that are, you get one sheet of paper. I'm looking to always find ways to do great things with that. This one in the back, we just pulled a solid sheet out, cut it the full size, and then only did 2 triangles to divide it. This makes it so you don't have to eat up 4 pattern papers, cut 4 triangles. You can really just cut the 2 that are on the sides. I love these techniques. I think that these are some of my favorite because they're simple, but they add great color variations. They add a lot of options for you to work with whatever you have, and I really like that. Okay, I'm just going to put some adhesive on these gorgeous scallop pieces in the back. I have a feeling you might be seeing scallops like this, maybe postage too, postage stamp cuts. All right, we just want to have an equal border all the way around. So you're looking for, eyeball it. There we go. Down it goes. All right, I'm going to actually take these two pieces and the mats, and I'm just going to put them off to the side. And I'm going to focus on the triangle. Okay, for our triangle piece, this is not a perfect square. So you want the longer portion of your square should be in the vertical and the shorter should be across the horizontal. All right, here we go. This is going on our left. All you're going to do is line it up all the way flat with the edge of that paper. You don't want to see any of it. Make sure it's, at the top corner, the bottom corner, all the way to the edge. Pop it down. We're going to take our second one. I really like the blue too. This paper pack was no hardship to work with. I really loved the deep, rich tones of it. There's so many floral papers that are springy floral, and this was such a great change. All right, same thing. The top and the bottom corners, make sure we're all the way in those corners. There we go, and they're going to line up in the middle. We're done. Okay, now let's bring in those two pieces. So there are two ways you can do this. You guys know I'm going to do it differently. You could measure out where this goes, put it down, and say, okay. You can put a piece of washi tape, attach these two together, or Scotch tape, and make sure they go where they go, and then put them down as one piece, which we might do that way. Another way you can do it is if you want to make sure that they're going to line up, you can put some adhesive on the back. Take the piece that you're framing, and I'm looking for about 1/4 of an inch all the way around. You can do the 1/4 of an inch all the way around, and then you can flip your piece over, and then you can take your other piece. Look at these gorgeous papers. Look how rich. It's so rich. It's so deep. I love it. And then you're going to match it up here, and you hope it matches up on the top and the bottom if you got remotely close. Ta-da! I'm pretty darn happy with it. Yeah, I do it this way a lot. I'm not sure why. All right, but you can tape them together. It might be so I don't have to tape them together. All right, we're now going to go ahead and just put adhesive on that. Wasn't that easy? It was super easy. And look at all the different papers we have and the different layers. We're 3 layers high at this point. 1, 2, 3. We're 3 layers high, but look at all the different papers that are in here. Okay, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 different papers that are able to come in. We're embracing a color palette at this point. It's all good things. Okay, remember, not a perfect square. We're going to have a bigger gap on the sides than the top and the bottom. All right, so I'm kind of just eyeballing it and getting it centered. And that's it. Ta-da, we're done. All right, we have our photo mats. Remember, floral tab on the left. And then we have the wine with the tab on the right. Let's grab 2 of our little tabs. Those are those ones I mentioned that were going to be, you know what? We can put those on at the end. We don't have anything on top of them. Let's go ahead and put them on at the end. All right, for these, regular adhesive. There is no foam tape right now. Regular adhesive. And this one crosses over both. It's slightly, and it's very forgiving, but it should be covering the center point just slightly, okay? Not a lot, a little bit more than that. Just kind of play with it till you get it where you like it. Put the other one on there and say, okay, I like it. And you're done. All right, this one needs to be up a little bit because we have this little banner sticker that is so cute. I love this banner sticker going right at the bottom, okay? Very forgiving. As long as they all fit inside the rectangle, You're good. So very forgiving. These overlap. It's not down here. This one is up high enough that they are across from each other. All right, there we go. Okay, I love that. This one is just so good. Okay, we're gonna pull a sticker now to get that final frame in. It's right here. We want to peel the sticker off. Okay, here's your sticker. Now, you can do this however you would like. Mine says photo in there for a reason. If you want to wait and put your photo behind it and stick it on top of it, you can do that. I'm going to kind of show you what I do. This is some of that paper I was inking on, and I'm still going to be able to use it. This is throwaway paper that's white. It doesn't have foil coming through it, so it works for me. If you want to use your good white, go ahead and use your good white. I'm going past the edge of up and down because I only want to cut out 2 of my edges when I do this, okay? I'm going to take my big scissors and remove it. And you know I'm still going to use that piece of paper. Just got some good use out of it. Okay, so now I'm down to this, and I'm going to grab my scissors, and I'm going to just cut right around this. And what I like to do is I like to do my corner edges last, so I will cut straight, just like this. I went on the floor. And then I'm going to come here and I'm going to do it this way. But you can see that since we put it over the edge on the left and the bottom, that's 2 rounded edges we don't have to do. We don't have to cut those rounded edges. Now I'm left with this tiny little bit, and I can just take my left hand and kind of turn it along. There you go. And now I can just put my photo on here whenever I want. If you want this to be a different color, you wanted to bring in a little pop of blue or anything like that, you can, but I'll be able to cut my photo to the size. You can simply just measure the size photo you need and cut it and pop it in there. Let's grab some foam tape. All right, I love this little frame. Is so cute. And the verse on it says enjoy the little things, and then we have like happy memories on this page. All good things. Okay, this is going to go in our upper corner. Now the 2 frames we have here are on the diagonal. This one's going to go straight. It's actually going to kind of anchor this, and I'm lining up this rounded edge with where these 2 meet. Okay, let me give you let's see at that a close up. See how I kind of have that corner right on that diagonal match up of those 2 papers? That's what we're going to do again. Okay, so that'll kind of tell you where to put it. I love that. Okay, we're going to grab the little banner sticker off of our stickers right here. So happy together. This banner is very cute. Take a look at all the details that are on it. So many details. I'm going to get the sticky off of it. All right, and I'm just going to line it up on here for right now. All right, the other things we have is the happy memories, and I just want to show you that they're all on your sticker sheet, but happy memories are right here, and they go on top of a photo. So I'm not going to put those on. We're going to leave those off for now, okay? But I can put the little file labels on now. So we'll grab those where our die cuts were. Those little ones. These are so small. Now this is not on foam tape for me, so I know that I will be able to write in there. And you're looking to write something very small. Like it's going to be really, really small. Little bit of glue on the back. And there is the slightest border around. I went ahead and I did this with the smallest offset to create this label. This is actually a custom, that tiny little label is a custom cut I created because that is what I wanted. And it is this, you'll see it's the slightest bit smaller, but you can get the teeny tiniest little border. And if you're not planning on writing on them, I mean, you can look at the other side and see what you think. I think it is this paper though. Oh, what a gift. Fell the side I needed. The tiniest little border right there. Look at that. Look at that detail. Yeah, so many of those. Oh, this page has everything that you want. This needed nothing else. It was so beautiful the way it was. All right, foam tape on our little sticker, and we're going to stay away from foam tape on the banner edges and stick with our foam tape being on the flags a little bit towards the bottom. And the reason for that is so that we can get our picture in there. We're not going to have any problems. All right, I'm going to do 3 pieces on these, the bigger ones, the dovetailed ones. And then I'm just going to take 1 piece and cut it on the diagonal and stick it in the points, just like this. Gets me 2 triangles, 1 for here and 1 for here. And the only ones I'm going to peel are the straight ones. It'll be enough. The others are just there for support. Okay, this goes on. If you wanted to, you could get out a photo mat. Now, this photo mat is, I want to make sure I give it to you. This photo mat is a 3.5 inch, or it's bigger than a 3.5. Your photo is, I believe, a 3.5. Let me double check. Your photo is a 3.25. Okay, so your photo, instead of being a 3x3, is a 3.25 by 3.25. Gives you a little bit bigger of a photo. So if you're, putting that out, it doesn't look right. That is why. Just make sure that you have those, that size down if you want it to be bigger. All right, there we go. Now let's work on our cluster. This cluster is beautiful and it's so easy to put together. So our big one on this, we are going to bring in the leaf, the long one, almost like the branch, the 2 of the other overlays, the 2 mini flowers, and this big one. Look, this is all we have left for the other page. All of this is going to go on. Oh, I'm seeing the inking on the flower, and I like this one so much more. I would maybe even splatter this and do some other things, but that would be for another workshop. All right, I'm going to start with anchoring my flower. This flower is on foam tape. I'm going to put a good bit of foam tape on it, but I'm not going to peel. I'm going to peel almost none of the foam tape. And the reason why is the only foam tape I'm going to need, I'm going all the way around here. This is just for support. This piece here is going in the center. That's going to be the only piece I pull. I need to be able to tuck all these things underneath. And that one piece is plenty. Peeling this off. And now we're only going to focus on the placement of our flower, okay? So for our flower, it needs to be pretty low and on the angle. Line it up with the diagonal. You have, this little one here if you kind of want to use that. But look how low this is going to go. It's not going to be perfect. It's going to be a little bit closer to the bottom than it is to the side. So don't pull it all the way back and make it even. We want it to be about here. You can kind of see that I have some room down this side and around. That's what we want. It's got a little bit here. I like this inking so much better. All right, there we go. For this one here, we're going to want it to go under. And it has to come across, but it kind of needs to work its way under our banner a little bit. All right, just a little. I might have to lift my banner some there. Probably should have waited, but we're just going to lift it a little bit. Here we go. And it's a little longer than we need. That's right. Let's count how many leaves we actually see. 1, the tip, and then all the way down to the 3rd one's covered. So this much of it needs to be under there. I need more. More has to go. I'm going to be cutting off a leaf here soon. It goes pretty far under there. There we go. And like right there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some glue and just go like that. That's it. I hope some glue came out. And this one for me is a little bit lower. Some glue came out. There we go. I don't want it past the scallop on this, so I'm just kind of playing with it, putting it in the place, building my cluster. Leaves go on the bottom. This one's under pretty far. It's going to be our first one. This is this one right over here. You can see you're going to all the way out to the end. There we go. A lot of that is covered. It's up a little higher there. There we go. Up a little higher. Just build it so you like it. This one's going to go on next. Looks like we have two other leaves I forgot. This one is over top of the other one a little bit. It's layered on top of it. See that? And I have the point kind of here in on that burgundy wine colored paper. There we go. Such a nice cluster. We'll grab two of the leaves. These two leaves. Okay. And they kind of just get shoved down in there. So a little bit here and here. We have a glue clog. She had been open full bits. Okay. This is really all you need. And we're gonna shove that in there, just like that. Grab the second one. Same thing, bottom leaves. It's enough. I use page protectors. That one's getting shoved in there. It does not have to look identical. This one and this one are not identical. They do not have to look identical. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to lift. I'm going to grab the foam tape. I can feel it right underneath. Oh, let me get some more glue on this one. It was on top of something, so I'm just adding a little bit more because it's on top of these. There we go. Now I'm pushing it down with that foam tape. Okay, and these are lower, so I'm going to see less of those once I put the flowers on. I may have even put them too low for my liking. Who knows? Now these have to get tucked in right at the edge. Got one here. And we're going to do the second one. Just a little bit. You want to put more glue on those? Go ahead. Nothing goes on top of them. And then tuck this one in. And there it is. Now I'm going to hold. A little bit of pressure there. Ta-da! Oh, it's lovely. Look at that. Look at that cluster. Isn't that pretty? The ink for me does a lot. My ink may be a little darker than I needed it to be here. And I'm okay with that. Like, I'm okay because the next time I would do it, I would be like, hey, you know what? Just let me keep lighter on my inking. But I actually really like it, and the ink adds so much depth to all of these. And because they're all in that same direction, it just makes you feel like those flowers are coming from, you know, a fresh bloom, because flowers are normally a little darker on the inside. Okay, let's grab our bling. We're going to work with the small, medium, and large, just like we did on the last one. So we're going large first, and I'm doing over here, large, up to a medium, and a small. Okay, how about up here? Same thing, the trio, a large, a medium, and a small. Okay, we have a couple of bling right over here, just a medium and a small. And the medium is higher, and then the small is lower. Okay, down here, they're kind of speckled through. I'm going to start with the large, and it's going to go on the white here, kind of in between the two leaves. And then the medium is going to hide in between these two leaves right here. And then the little small one's going to come out on the end and be over here. Okay, there we go. Very nice, very nice. Okay, let's talk about the stickers that are not on. There's a heart on the sticker sheet. It's right here. that goes on top of your photo. Place that where it's going to work best for your photo. Okay, that little heart. The other one is the happy memories that we already chatted about. So those are not put on because those are meant to be on top of your photos. If you've been with me for a while, you know I love to stick things on top of my photos. I love to stick things everywhere. I like to create layers. I like to create dimension. Sometimes I can put too much on a page and I'll really love that, and then I'll go to a simpler design. I like the variety of all of it, but I'm pretty consistent with loving words on top of my photos. Little hearts are a big one for me, doing all that jazz and adding it to my photos. All right, guys, let's go ahead and bring in our other page. Okay. We're now going to be working on the right side, and here is our right side. I love this one. I don't know, is this, oh, it's the sticker. I thought we might have been missing a piece of paper, but the sticker is actually trimmed. That took me a second. It's like, what am I missing? All right, I'm just taking these pieces and putting them off to the side. We're going to do the exact same thing, but I just want to, let me bring the page in because I want to share this with you. Okay, so these pages are not matching identical pages. They're mirrored. The background is a mirror. And what that means is when you would lift the pages up, okay, you lift them up, this paper is where this is across from this paper, and this paper is across from this paper. All right, so that is a mirror. It means the pieces go opposite of each other. I've recently had someone who keeps saying mirror, like mirror this on your other page. And I'm like, that's not mirrored. That's the same. It's one of those terminology things that'll drive me nuts. And so yeah, so a mirror means if you held them up to each other like this, that the same papers would reflect across. No different than when you stand in a mirror. Okay, so these are mirror pieces. Your triangle pieces are mirrored, okay? I really wanted to put that scallop down before I grab this, but let's go ahead and get these pieces on. So many things you can do, and you can do them this way, and then you can do them so that they are, that they're like a copy of the other one. It's just another technique that you can see the difference of. You could do these all four. If you have one of the paper packs that have 12 papers in it, you can do, you could do your triangles like this and have all four triangles on one page, different papers. And then if you have enough papers, 4 more other papers, really bring in a palette. I may have to do that. It's true. I may have to do that. I'm going to put this down because, all right, I'm going to tell you guys, I'm going to share my moment. I'm going to put this down now because if not, I'm going to build on top of it and I'm going to forget, and then I'm going to hold it up and the whole thing is going to slide off. It wouldn't be the first time. I at least don't pretend to have my life together over here, okay? All right, equal all the way around this beautiful scallop piece. I'm sure you're going to see this, more of this coming out. I'm sure you're going to see this with a dotted line coming through it. I'm sure you're going to see it with a drawn line and the dotted line. Yeah, because I'm playing with it now. So that's what happens. So you'll be seeing some of this coming up on some of my layouts. I have a little edge right here. See it? And it's supposed to be flush to the edge. I'm going to let it go. All right, we're doing a switch. On our first page, when we put our, grabbing it, when we put those background colors down, we did the green at the top and this wine burgundy color at the bottom. We're going to flip them, not because that's a mirror image. We're flipping them to add more variety in what we're doing. So what we're going to do is we're just going to flip them. All right. So in this one, we've got that burgundy is going to be going at the top. And there is, when you see it, there's a darker part to the burgundy. I'm turning that darker part up, so I get those color variations. Okay, there we go. And we're going to put that beautiful rich green at the bottom. And then we hope I did okay lining it up at the top. I already pat it, so it's staying. It's lovely. I'm very happy with it. All right, let's pop it down. All of this paper was beautiful. Like I loved every bit of it. I have some left, and I'm planning on even making some cards out of it. All right, remember, for this square, it is taller than it is across, than it is wider. So I'm just kind of making sure that I pay attention. This looks like about the same amount here and here, and this looks like the same amount here and here. There we go. Make sure my paper's straight. There we go. Okay. We are going to put our pieces in. We have the wine to the left and then the wine to the right. And then we have the floral here to the left and the floral here to the right. So both to the right, both to the left. Good to go? All right. We're going to go ahead and take the Look for the Magic Everyday sticker. This was inside the frame. So we're using both parts of it. It came from right here. And I'm just going to prepare that with the anti-static, or I'm using a powder, and I'm going to put, so I can have foam tape on it. All right, and I'm going to also add a little glue and put my file tabs on, but let's get these down. Flipping them all over at once. These are the same size as the ones on the other, so you get a little bit larger of a picture. I'm looking at the tab when I measure it out, not the base of the photo mat. So there's about 1/4 of an inch here and 1/4 of an inch here, 1/4 from that soft pink down and 1/4 to the side. So I'm just going to go ahead and say, all right, I'm looking for about 1/4 and 1/4. There we go. Now for this one here, I'm lining it up with this one, and I'm looking for about 1/4 from the bottom. It does leave a larger span in the middle, but we're going to fill that with this really pretty complement here. There we go. And now we're going to do the same thing. We're looking for, you know, about, we're going to line these two up, but we want to be about 1/4 of an inch from the right side, but we want these lined up. So just use these straight across. Same thing here on the bottom, just line it up again, kind of follow in line with the one at the top and then the one to the left. All right, I'm going to want to put 4 of those little tab dividers on there. And this is just going to be quicker for me to kind of add a little bit of glue like that. I'm just going to grab those, and you may have an extra, you may not. These, we cut a lot of extras of these. There were so many of them, they were just kind of like everywhere. All right, so some of them stuck together. Okay, here we go. The smallest border again ever. And these can be something as simple as little words, or you can leave them plain. You don't have to write on them, but you could do like a person's name if that's who ends up being, you know, on your photos. It can be, you know, the date. It can be, you can have the day, the date, where you are, as much as you want to write on there, as small as you're capable of writing it, basically. Or just leave them because they're very cute. Okay, we're done. Look at that. Now, the My Favorite right here and the gems. You have the trio of gems. I will not be doing those. Those are meant to go on top of the photo, and the My Favorite is right here on your sticker sheet. I did put foam tape on that. Okay, let's grab that sticker and our foam tape and get that set up. All right, I'm not going to stick it down. I'm just going to put it over because I do want to stick it down. This is going to be going on top of my photos, but I need foam tape behind the whole thing. So there's 2 ways you can do it. You can do it my way, where I'm not going to peel this, I'm not going to peel this, I'm only going to peel the center. Or you can take the time to put you know, a piece here and then little pieces, or peel it back. I just think this is the easiest way to do it and leave those on there. But I know people are very particular about their foam tape. All right. So we have some of these little blue flowers that are through this entire workshop, which I really like. And then 2 of these leaves. I'm going to put this here, and I'm going to put my leaves behind. I don't want to cover my my little file tab here. I'm okay if there's a little bit there. And I think I need to pull it out just a little bit more. So I'm turning it. I'd rather it be on top of my photo, but leave this for me to be able to see. So I've pulled that out just a little bit more. And this is the wrong one. This one goes this way. Hey, if you have it down there, it's fine. This one goes this way. See how this one's kind of curved up a little bit more? I'm going to grab that one. Just put it where you want. No one's going to notice it. I just do these things because I'm anal when I'm making stuff. All right, there you go. That one was a little bit more helpful for me. It's down. And now I'm going to take this one and put this down. Okay, same thing. It kind of curves up a little bit. I'm just holding my piece. It's going to be about right there. And then I'm just using it for a visual. Notice it covers my little tab over here. That's how I knew I didn't want it to cover a tab. When it was all done, I was like, oh, I wish I hadn't covered my tab. This one sticks out a little bit more. There we go. Okay. So now that I have that on, I have 2 of these. They're the same flower. The same flower. Okay. We're going to go ahead and put this on. And this one is just going to come out here and not cover the thing and pop it down just like that. This one's going to go in a little bit more. I wanted this one a little bit more hidden. So bring it in a little bit. If you need to, pop this back on there. Okay. Well, they're pretty equal. I'm moving this out a little bit so I can see some of this leaf right here. There we go. That's good. Moving this one out just a little bit more. There you go. Stick them down. Peeling the center only on top. It's done. That page was so hard. Okay, so after we put the photos on, you'll just reach underneath of it, rip that off, and stick them down, and you won't have any lift. Lovely. Let's go ahead and put the bling on the page now. Now, here on top of the sticker, we have 2 of the small. I almost said mini. I'm going to do 1 and 2 right next to each other. Unless you want to do something different, you do you. Mine are a little close. Mine are a little far away. All right, the 3 we're skipping, but we're going to grab a medium and put it right here and follow that with a small, kind of a little on the diagonal further out, and repeat it on the left side. The one here. There we go, that little one there. And we're done. Isn't that fabulous? These pages have so much more dimension. They have so much more depth. They have so much more detail because a lot of it is in using the pattern papers in the way that they've been used. It really makes it so that they look so much more detailed than they are, but bringing in the clusters and the embellishments and these things that they do take time when you're cutting these things, but when you're assembling them, the steps are really easy as you're repeating them. I want to thank you so much for joining me for this Midnight Garden Workshop. This is layout 2 of 3. Please remember, if you're catching this towards the end of the video, I highly encourage you, if you are doing the workshop, to watch these videos in order as we will be building on techniques. Leave me a comment and let me know what you think about the project. If you're looking for the project, you can visit the website at creatingwithyou.com to see if they're still available, or feel free to ask me right here in the chat. I love to share crafty things. I think that the crafting community is just such a big blessing to my life, and it has really brought me so much joy and a place to go in much needed times. And I'm ever blessed to have an incredible, welcoming, supportive, and generous group of people. And thank you for letting me be part of it. If you like what you're seeing, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe and leave me a hi there and a hello, and I'll make sure to give you one back. All right, guys, take care and have a wonderful crafty day. Bye-bye.